If your terrain doesn't look like it's about to give you tetanus, then your rust is not rusty enough. Let me show you. I'm going to turn this into this, and it's so simple, actually beginner level. So you're going to start with a black base coat, and then from there you're going to put on whatever color you want your metal to have started as. I'm going for red for these like I-beams which are supporting this walkway. I'm using a sponge, but you could paint it on because we're not actually going for full coverage. We don't mind if it's a bit patchy. From here, I'm putting some damage in, some nicks and some cracks and some bits and pieces, which are going to make it a bit more interesting. Now, you can do this before if you want, but doing it afterwards means that I can see exactly where I need to apply the paint later on. Also going to paint the railings yellow. Now I'm adding Typhus corrosion, but you could just use something like orangey-brown or Rhinox hide. It doesn't have to be a technical paint. And I'm going to put this anywhere I think that rust might be happening. So I'm going to put it every single place where I did some damage earlier. I'm going to put it in random patches on the railings. I'm going to put it in any place where I feel like water might have gathered over time, and especially on this walkway, which would have had a lot of water across it, and the beams in between as well. With that all in place, I'm going to take a sponge and some mournfang brown. This is an orangey brown. It doesn't have to be that one specifically, but it's an orangey brown, and we're going to delicately sponge this inside of the areas that I previously did dark brown with the Typhus corrosion. It can also be added anywhere you want to look especially rusty, but this is all happening inside the last layer that you put in. And this is the idea. It's more about layers than it is about colors. A fresh rush from Army Painter. Again, you could just use a bright orange. And again, we're going to the tips of the worn metal. We're going inside of the mournfang brown that we put down previously. So you're kind of slowly working into a smaller and smaller area. So using a sponge means we get like a very variable pattern. So it's important that you know what that pattern looks like. So as you're kind of dabbing it off, you can keep an eye on what that pattern looks like. But as we're just spreading it across the grading here, doesn't matter too much. Now, what might be considered a slightly odd step, we're going back to kind of bright silver. And you'll see this sometimes in rust, that you have bright spots where it's kind of worn into bright metal again. So just in a few select places, you know, be very selective about this. Sponging a few little bits on. You don't want a lot of this because if too much of it and it just looks completely out of place. Then we're going back to fresh rust. Now, again, this could have been done earlier, but this is kind of painting on and being very choosy about where we're doing it. Going inside of those details again, using a brush just gives you that a little bit more control compared to the sponge. And you can see that where I thought I put a little bit too much of the silver on it, you can put some of the fresh rust inside of that. Now I'm going back to my red, but a brighter red. And now I can see where all the rust has occurred. I'm painting a few select areas where I feel like the paint might have survived a little bit more. And you can do some selective edge highlights if you want. And this is what it ended up looking like. It looks like tetanus is just there waiting around a corner to jump out and grab you. And that is what your rust should look like. And this can be applied in any color in exactly that way. It really is as simple as I just said it is.